We're back, we're back, we're back, we're back. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. Tonight is the night after December 28th, 2025. Yesterday, which was Sunday, which was December 28th, 2025. This is the night after the day of Sunday, December 28th, 2025. And this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation tonight. This is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And tonight we're at and we're sharing the information of the seed of Abraham. Excuse me, the seed of Abraham. And the Father blessed Abraham and gave him a promise through his seed. And it said his seed would be like the stars of heaven. Excuse me. His seed would be like the stars of heaven. And I see, just saying individually, I see the seed being spiritual. It's his spiritual seed, which is Abraham followed the Creator, and the Creator counted it to him for righteousness. You'll find that in Genesis 15, verse 6. He believed him, and he counted to Abraham, or Abram at the time, for righteousness. Now, that being said, that's spiritual to me. Now, I don't know if y'all can look at skin color and nations and names and stuff like that. To me, it's spiritual. And those spiritual beings, or what made it spiritual, is through the promise that the Creator said, and he said it through his seed. So Ishmael was the first seed that he gave blessings to, and we shared that in part one. You can go through that. I'm not going to go through the whole full thing, but we shared that in part one about Ishmael, his seed, and what type of man that Ishmael would be. He established his covenant with Isaac. He established with Isaac, and Isaac had two sons, this was established through his two sons. His two sons is Esau and Jacob. Now, when you go through part one, I shared this information to show you each point that the prophecies or the covenant was made at and made through, and then from Isaac, which was established through, was through Esau and Jacob. Excuse me, and through Esau and Jacob is what the world is going to be. Not going, because it's already happening. The whole world is going to be established through those two seeds. Now, those two seeds is Esau and Jacob, and we're back at 27, and I shared at the end of the end of part one the blessing between both sons. So we're gonna start back at 27 because we also shared about Esau and Jacob. Matter of fact, let me just give that point. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. Just gonna give that point of view, just according to the blessing that we don't come from the womb, and then I'm gonna take you through the blessing later on, which is after the process of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through Genesis chapter 25. We're going to start at the 21st verse. 21 through 20, 21 through 28. 21 through 28. We're going to start there, and then we're going to go to Genesis chapter 27. All right? It says, 21, and Isaac entreated Yah for his wife because she was barren. That means that she couldn't have, or she didn't have children. And Yah was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. See, Isaac went and entreated for his wife. Isaac did it, and then she conceived and started to get pregnant. She got pregnant. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her. So you know this was a process of time. The process of time, they started to struggle within her as they grew up, as they grew older. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if this be so, if this be of the Father, why am I thus? Why am I like this? And she went to inquire of Yah. So a lot of people think they both did. Only she went to inquire of the Creator. Verse 23. This is Genesis 25 and 23. And I want y'all to understand something that's coming up. And Yah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. The one people is Esau. And I'm going to prove that to you. We can see it today, but I actually proved it at the end of part 1. But I'm also going to prove it today on part 2. This part 2. The one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. In the end, the elder going to serve us because we are the ones who are going to grow and be over the earth. And it says, verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. There were twins in her womb. And 25 says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right? They called his name Esau. 26, and after that came out his brother, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old, which was 60 years old when she bare him. 27. And the boys grew. Now, process of time. The boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Now, let's get to the point of what we're sharing with right here. It's the blessing that's coming about. Now, we're going to go to Genesis 27, and we're going to start at 1. Start at the first verse, Genesis 27 and 1. We're going to read into the blessing. We're going to read from 1 to 40 into the blessings to have an understanding of how this happened, what happened, and then we're going to go into the prophecies of things that has happened, the reason why things are the way they are today, because of what was given from the Father, first to Ishmael, not first to Ishmael, but to Ishmael, then to Isaac, I'm going to say Isaac, which is Esau and Jacob. These are the 2 that the world is going to be not demolished, to have the dominion of the earth. Let me put it like that. The dominion of the earth between these 2. And these 2 is of the blessing, or let me just say the curses and the blessing. The curses and the blessing. The curses first, which is we're coming out of the curse right now. The Greek and the Roman Empire is the curse, and I'm going to go through that as well in a few moments. Once we get past this, I'm going to go through the curse. Then I'm going to take you to understand how the curse is Esau and Christianity, and the blessings is Israel and the law, spiritual. I try to get people to understand this spiritually. A lot of people are too busy looking for skin color. It's all spiritual. Now, here we go. Jacob obtains Isaac's blessing. Chapter 27, Genesis 27 and 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. Rebekah heard this. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make me savory, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to this verse 8. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence two good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. Now, I want to share this real quick. Remember, the blessing was given to Rebekah, not to Rebekah and Isaac. When she went to inquire, he said 2 nations would be separated from thy bowels and 2 manner of people. That was told to Rebekah. If it was told to both of them, it didn't say that. It was told to Rebekah, right? That's why she knew that this was important for her son, okay? Number 10, and thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat and that he may bless thee before his death. Excuse me. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. She knew it wasn't going to happen because she believed in it. She know when the creator, they at that, listen, a lot of people talk to the creator today, but they didn't have no belief in the creator's word in this day and time. At that time, when a prophet spoke, they knew it was coming to pass. They knew it was real, and they knew whatever was said was going to happen. People today don't even believe half of what even what this word right here say. People don't believe it. They go about doing what they want to do. So, thank you for coming over there on YouTube. When I get past this, I'm going to end up going in and read your information. I'm glad you're here. For those who are coming through, I'm going to read your information shortly. Stay with me. Check the information out. Now, verse 13. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. 15. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. 16. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. You know how we smooth as his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. 18. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. Bless me. I don't like saying be less. Bless me. 20. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because Yah has brought it to me. Because Yah has brought it to me. You see that? And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Now, if you say, if he said, because Yah, right here, just think, so quick, my son. And he said, because the Lord, Yah has brought it to me. What he brought him was the blessing. He's talking about Yah brought it to me. It's right down in the field. He went and got it. Yah, his mother. Yah was in his mother by what was told to him. I look at it with the best way I could, y'all. Yeah, I want to look at it like he lied on the creator. So y'all look at it the best way I can and see, because, this blessing was for him. And Isaac said, verse 21, and Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Genesis 27, verse 23. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. So that was a blessing right there. So he blessed him. He gave him a blessing right there. I don't know what kind it was. Gave him a quick blessing right there. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. Okay, so he's going to bless him again, I guess. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. 26. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son, and I keep telling everybody this, the smell of my son is at the smell of a field which Yah has blessed. Our blessing is in the earth. That's our wealth. The earth is our wealth. Land, air, water, trees, vegetation, animals. This is our blessing. This is what sustains us. Now, I'm not saying the funds that maybe the credit, it also said in the scriptures, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Now, whatever they got that's laid up, I would say secondary, but whatever it is, if it's laid up for us to use for our benefit to get what we need, is laid up for us. But our key is the earth, the dominion of the earth. I keep sharing this, but people's minds are so stuck on the money, and I keep trying to tell y'all, everything is going from paper and plastic to digital. Everything going from paper and plastic to digital. When the digital is gone, when they cut the lights off, when they cut off power, what you got? All the funds and stuff that you had in the bank or whatever, what you got? Where's your proof? If you ain't got no land, you ain't got things, you ain't got nothing tangible, might as well say. Gold, silver, jewels, land, animals, something to barter with. You're really going to be poor and broke. I'm seeing it, and I'm saying it, and I'm showing you according to prophecy. But let's keep it moving. 27 again. And he came near and kissed him, and said, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yah has blessed. 28. Here go the blessings right here. Therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. The dew of heaven, the spirituality. We're spiritual. The dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. And plenty of corn and wine. Corn and wine. What we make wine out of? Grapes. What we make corn out of? You can make flour and things like that, as well as you can make liquor. All these different things that we can use for our benefit. Plenty of corn and wine. And right here, 29, like I shared a few minutes ago, in part 1, 29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. I've been through that. I've been through the blessings, and I've been through, not me being through, but other people have been through the curses that has cursed me. call themselves cursing me. And I remember telling the brother, I ain't got to see it. Oh, I want to see it. You sure you want to see it? I said, I ain't got to see it. I know the Creator's going to deal with him. I ain't got to worry about it. My wife been through it. See, these are individuals, because when you see this here is individually when you're keeping the Creator's laws and his word. This is spiritual. A lot of people think we're a nation and this. No, individually, and if we individuals, the remnant. That's why it talks about the remnant. When the remnant comes together, or when the remnant do whatever they're going to do, it's going to be, the blessing going to be upon them. Everybody looking at, it's going to be the whole nation. No, it's going to be plenty of people going to fall off because they too busy following the Caucasian doing what they doing. They already follow them after the money. I'm falling right into the pit. Why? Because that's where they're going. Everybody hungry for money. There's going to be a lot of poor in the land. Even if they get riches, they're going to end up poor because they don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do with it. They're going to go buy substance, not substance. They're going to buy things instead of the things that they need. So a lot of people that's going to waste their wealth. And people don't even know right now. Trump is putting things in order. But the wicked don't even know because they don't even understand. That's why they wicked. The wicked going to do wickedly. They can't even see because they don't know the scriptures. They don't understand what's happening. Things are moving on a whole different path because people are they're so busy going this way down the road of the wicked and the politicians when it's a different situation happening right now. Whether it's of good or evil, it's still of the Father. That's what people don't get. Whether it's of good or of the evil, it's still of the Father. It's the Father's doing. Those who is of the Father are going to see the difference and move in the way that it's supposed to move. I'm just a voice in the wilderness giving information. Like I shared what I would do. Now, again, 29. That was the point that I just shared. Now let me give you how I see this is happening already in this day and time. Like I said, let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Like I said earlier, in these basketball teams is a team, but who's standing out? You got you had Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, all these different names that stand out that they put out there. See, these are the people that people are bowing to and they're worshiping nowadays, you might as well say. People worshiping all these singular people, Israelites mainly. They're being worshipped. But the point is what it says right here. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. I just shared with you. I just saw the Unstoppable with which call him last night? David Chappelle. He went over to Saudi Arabia, wherever it was over there, and he said, man, they paid him well. You know what I'm saying? So we stand out. And y'all know we stand out. We're a great nation and we're a great many of people. But how many of us can stick together like the armies do? How many of us can stick together like the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines? The prison systems. See, and the reason why I say that this is spiritual is because once you join to them, when it said in Genesis 15, about the 400 years, they should be in bondage, not bondage. They should serve them and be in bondage and serve them 400 years. Then I would judge that nation. That nation is the nation of Rome, the Roman Empire. The nation. Now, it's not talking about individual people. It's talking about the people following that nation like that. This is why I try to get people to understand. So if you understand when people following a nation like that, these are people who is following a certain criteria. Church and state. Church, Christianity, which is the highest, which is over all them different religions under that, besides Muslim. and the little bit of Hindu or Buddha, whatever it is, whatever else. But the main majority is Christianity, church, and state, which is the stuff that goes on. You have to get a birth certificate, social security card, and ID card. That's worldwide. All this is of the Roman Empire. This is Esau. Even though I'm jumping over there right now, I ain't trying to get there, but I'm coming there next. I'm over here right now talking about Jacob, which got his blessing first, but he's going to be in control last. Esau, who got his control last, his blessing last, but he's already in control first. This is what people don't get. The first should be last and the last should be first. The first one got their blessing is going to end up being the last one in charge. The last one that got their blessing is going to be the first one in charge, which they have already been in charge. Greek and Roman Empire is this system. It's Esau. And I don't mean by just Roman or Greek. I meant by the spirit of the situation. People can't see beyond that. So when it talks about the law, don't take my law and don't take my name in vain. The name is actually the law, which is of Israel. The law is spiritual. I'm trying to show everybody this in a spiritual sense. I'm thinking about a new name. The spiritual seed of Abraham. I think that's what I'm going to name it that. I said the seed of Abraham, but I'm going to put spiritual. The spiritual seed of Abraham. Spiritual seed of Abraham. That's the key. Spiritual seed of Abraham. Why is it spiritual? Because all this is spiritual. If you look at the Islam or Muslim nation or whatever you want to call it, that's of Ishmael. If you look at Christianity, which is the satanic religion over the world, that's of Esau and the Roman Empire and the image of the Roman Empire. Then when you look at Israel, the Creator only gave Israel the law, which is in the first 5 books and through the prophets. And that law was good or evil. The blessing and the curses, that's the law. See, a lot of people only look at just the law as in good. The Creator gave good and evil. That means whatever the Creator said is going to stand. That's what people don't get. And this is Israel. Because it came through the Creator, through Israel to give to the world. It all depends on where you stand in it. The spiritual seed of Abraham. Thank you, Father. Hit me straight on. Now, let me keep it moving. Like I said, let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Like I said, look at all the different people who's standing up in these basketball teams, football. Barry Sanders, he was the man on football. The team is the Lions, but they didn't have no team. But Barry Sanders made it happen, and his name rang. A lot of different athletes, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the only team that you could see that really stuck together was still a team. But the whole point was the Pistons was a team that stuck together back in the day, 89, 90. I think it was, 89 and 90. Because 88 was my year when I was dancing. But 89 and 90, I believe, was the year of the Pistons. Isaiah, Bill Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, the Spider, which is I can't think of his name. I'm looking at his face. The Spider, Rodman, the Worm, John Sally, the Spider. Then you had Vinnie Johnson, and we also had dang, I can't think of his name real quick. I think that's where Bad Boys came from. I can't think of his name right off. I mean, when they won their first game, they got rid of him. I was like, dang, I felt sorry for him. But he had a bad back too. But that was then. I used to be in the games back then. This is what I'm into now. The knowledge and the spirit of the scriptures. So that was a team. But if you look at all these other people, you've seen Larry Bird, like I said, Magic Johnson, all these other different people that stand out. like birth ain't Israel, but yet still, I'm just saying how they stand, how different ones stand out. So, just sharing with you on that point of view. But now let's go into Esau's disappointment and enmity. You see that? Enmity. This is the enmity that was actually spoken of in Genesis 3:15. Enmity here and the enmity of the seed of the woman. Excuse me. Which that enmity, it wasn't a woman's seed, just like it was told to Hagar over here in Genesis chapter 16 and 10. 16 and 10, Genesis 16 and 10, the enmity is actually the seed of the child. When it said, and let thy seed and her seed, the spirit, I still say it's spiritual, even though it was the serpent, I still believe that was still a spiritual point of view. These independent women out here today, these feminists, compared to the femininum and the women of the Creator with their husbands. The two difference. The feminists compared to the femininum. The women compared to the females. Genesis 16:10 says, and the angel of Yah said unto her, to Hagar, I will multiply thy seed, talking about Ishmael, exceedingly. That it's thy seed. Who was thy seed? Thy seed was Ishmael. It wasn't her. It was Ishmael's seed. I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. Talking about the seed of her son. Not talking about the woman's seed, but the woman buried the son because, remember, Sarah and Hagar, they separated somewhere because it was just Sarah and Abraham. Remember? Remember when they separated, something happened. Because the angel told her, that's right here's when the angel told her to go back and submit yourself unto Sarai. But when they was out there in the wilderness, or out there when the three angels came, we hear about nothing about Hagar being with him then. So we don't know what happened. According to within the story, I don't know what happened in between that time. We hadn't heard no more from Hagar. But we did know Ishmael grew up to do whatever he decided to do. So I probably didn't read off into it to really get there. I had to go back and read it some more to find out what happened to Hagar. I know it's in here somewhere, but I didn't go across that. I'm talking about the seeds of Abraham at this point. I'm mainly saying spiritual seeds to give people a better understanding. So now let's jump. But the whole point I want everybody to understand is that this when they talk about and I will multiply thy seed, it's not talking about her seed as in Hagar, talking about the seed of Ishmael. All right. So I just wanted to get back there to share that. Now let's move on to Genesis 27, verse 30. Esau, disappointment, and enmity. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce going out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting. He was just going, they just missed each other. 31. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Who? Can y'all imagine that? Who, boy? Because he knew what he gave. Where is he that has taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yea, and he shall be blessed. You see that? And he shall be blessed. I don't say blessed. And he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great, exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? That's what Esau said. Isn't he rightly named Jacob? And this is what I be trying to tell all these so-called Hebrew scholars out here. His name is Yah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yah, woo, Yaha, woo, Yaha, Yaha. I'm like, man, the law is the creator's name. They don't get it. They think the creator is a man. They got to tag a name on him like a color. Pink, red, whatever you want to call it. Hot pink, whatever you want to call it. Yellow. You can't name the creator. Not like a man. And when people say God, I can't understand what you're saying, but with the closer you try to get to him saying Yah, which it says in Isaiah, Psalm 68:4. Bless him by his name. It says Jah, because you know there ain't no J there. Yah. Even though we know you can't pronounce the name in tetragrammaton, YHW, we can't pronounce that. Far as I know. They don't have a vowel in it for us to know how to pronounce it. So the whole point is people are still going about what they think, and they practically swearing on it when they can't even pronounce it. The whole thing is his law is his name. No different right here. When Esau said 36, and he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, even though he lied right there. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? But make sure you remember up here, verse 30, in the 33, it says, And he shall be blessed. He gonna be blessed. Whether it's Esau or Jacob, no matter what his name is, he gonna be blessed. And this is why I be trying to get people to understand. But people choose not to have an understanding, and that's on them. 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And we can understand how that probably would have been, or actually how it was. You can imagine how serious this was. But Jacob was a step ahead, with his mother. But it wasn't them two, it was the father's word. That's what people fail to forget. The father said what was going to be, so that had to fall in order. 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, and here we go. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. If you notice over here with Jacob in 28, it said, Therefore Yah give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. But over here with Esau it said, and Isaac his father said, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling, where you dwell, where you go, where you stand at, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. Wherever it is, your dwelling is going to be there. And by thy sword, here you go, and by war. If you don't realize that he has taken over by war everywhere he has been, everywhere he went, he take over by war. If he can't swindle you out of it, he's going to kill you, take you out of the way at one time. But he still had to go by law to do what he had to do. Everything he do, he has to go by law to do it. That's why he used paperwork for people. That's why the pen and pad is more stronger today than the gun. He has to go by law. He has to stand by law. Everybody saying, "Oh, yeah, Trump, Trump." This is what everybody doing. Trump, 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 Trump. Are you going to study and seeing what it is that he's doing and how he's doing instead of listening to other people? This is all people do. That's the problem with our people. Go and see what he's doing and see what he's doing, if it's right or wrong. Oh, he's tying stuff up. People like to talk stuff. What they say? An empty wagon makes a lot of noise. Empty wagon makes a lot of, they don't know nothing, but they do a lot of talking. Now, like I said, whether if he's doing it according to law, no, not law. Whatever he's doing it according to the Creator's word. That's what I'm saying. Whether it's of spirit, whether it's of the curse or of the law, according to this law. Don't forget, this system go by legalese. We stand on the law. But let's keep it moving. Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. 40. And by thy sword, by war, shalt thou live. And that's how he do it. That's how he take over everywhere he go. By war shalt thou live and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. It shall, but again, over here, 40. The first 2 points, I was going to show y'all something. 25. I'm going to show y'all. Remember I told y'all that the stronger is going to be Esau? But let me share something with you right here in 40 that I came across as I was sharing. In verse 4 it said, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Over here 25 and 22, 23 that is. 23 it says, and Yah said unto her, two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. By war shall thou live. That's what makes them stronger. I've been saying it, but this proved my point right here. By thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And that go to the other point. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. That's what you got right here. And by war shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother. You see that? By war he's going to live. He's going to be stronger, but he's also going to end up serving us. And shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass. Now, it's going to come to pass at this point. When thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. He gonna serve us, but when you have the dominion, you gonna break the yoke from off our yoke from off your neck. Remember when Doeg killed all the priests, when Saul said, "Kill the priests of the Lord." That was shocking. When Saul told Doeg, which is the Edomite, to kill the priests of the Lord. And they ain't killed just a few of them, they killed a lot of them. That's in 1 Samuel. You have to go and check that out for yourself. But that's the whole point at this point right here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go into some prophecy. When it came upon a time in Jeremiah, go to Jeremiah first. Jeremiah chapter 25. Jeremiah 25. Right here. Jeremiah 25, verse 15. The cup of wrath of all nations. But before we go there, we got to understand the Creator's switch. I'm only going to give you the key point right here. Thank you, Father. The key point, this Creator's switch. Is Ezekiel 14, verse 17. Ezekiel 14, 17 and 18, and then, man, excuse me, late, early, excuse me. 17, 18, and then I'm going to take it on through the 20. 17, 18, and then 21. 21. Because there's 4 judgments that the Creator used. The sword is one. I'm going to give you the sword, and then I'm going to give you the 4. I'm not going to roll the, y'all can read verse 12 through 23, but I'm going to give you 17, 18, and 21 for the key of the Creator's sword and switch. Now, but you can read Ezekiel 14, verse 12 through 23 to understand what his 4 sword judgments is. All right, but I'm going to give you the switch right now of Esau. Esau is the sword that goes throughout the earth doing what he had to do. Then I'm going to take you to Jeremiah 25, starting at verse 15. So, right here at 17, Ezekiel 14, verse 17 states, or if I bring a sword, I is the Creator, or if I bring a sword upon that land, what did we just read over here in Genesis chapter 27? By thy sword shall thou live, which is by war. 17 again. Or if I bring a sword upon that land, and they and say, sword, go through the land so that I cut off man and beast from it. That's Esau. It could be any nation, but the sword is the Creator's switch. Though these 3 men, meaning those who are righteous, these 3 men are examples for those who are righteous. Those 3 men were in it, as I live, saith Yah. They shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. That means that your sons and daughters got to be righteous. Just because you righteous don't mean they're going to be saved. But that's my daddy. I remember when, just saying, I remember when Gino Genie was going against Snoop for whatever reason. He was saying something against Snoop. And then Snoop said, well, I know, who he said? I know, he said he knew what was old boy that's walking around, everybody talking about his name right now. I can't even think of his name. I'm seeing this kind of chubby fat guy. He swallowed something. He swallowed something. But y'all know what I'm talking about. TD Jakes, you know. He said, I know TD Jakes, whatever, you know. They ain't got nothing to do with you being righteous. And I'm not talking about Snoop at all. I'm just saying in general. For example, when it said right here, verse 18, though these 3 men were in it, as I live, said Yah, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves. That means you got to be righteous. I don't care who you are, who you think you are, how high, mighty, or low and poor, whatever. You got to be righteous. And then verse 21. I mainly wanted to do 17 to 18 to show you who the sword is. Out of the 4 sword judgment, when you read 12 down there, you'll understand. From Ezekiel 14, verse 12 through 23. Now I'm going to hit 21 to see the 4 sword judgment, which is 21. For thus saith Yah, how much more when I send my 4 sword judgments upon Jerusalem, which is Israel, wherever we are, the sword and the famine and the noisome beast and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. The Creator used the sword or those 4 judgments in order to do what he's going to do wherever Israel is. Jeremiah 25, verse 15 now. The cup of wrath for all nations. See, a lot of people, they say, well, you know, we talk about us. All nations went through something. But we are the prime nation that's going to be over the whole earth. All nations went through something. But nobody went through things like we went through them. Nobody went through nothing. Even up to this point in time, people still trying to hold us down even though we're rising. They can't stop it. I don't care what nation, nationality, whatever. You can't stop the spirit of the Creator rising in the people. Like I say, this is spiritual. It is physical for those who went through the situation to know who they are and come to know who they are, but it's still spiritual because we're first and it's everybody else who takes on the laws that was given to Israel. And there you go. So, the cup of wrath for all nations, verse 15. For thus saith Yah of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. This is Creator talking to Jeremiah. 16. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad. Be mad. Because of the sword that I will send among them. You see that? Of the sword that I will send among them. The sword, that's one of his judgments, y'all. That I will send among them. Verse 17. Then took I the cup at the Lord's hand, as Yah's hand, and made all the nations to drink, unto whom Yah had sent me. Verse 18. To wit, Jerusalem and the cities of Judah. He sent them there first. Why? Because y'all knew first. Y'all had the law. The whole world had the law, but it was given upon you to keep the charge. Oh, how do I know the whole world had the law? In the beginning, the first light was the law. The first light, Genesis 1 and 3, was the light. That light was the law. In Genesis 1:3. Everybody talking about natural light and all this other light, it was the law. The law was the light. And the Spirit carried the law upon the waters. The waters was the people. People have no understanding. But hey, I had to go back through that one day. We ain't there now. We're going to go through that at another time. But right now, to wit, Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them, the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and astonishment, a hissing and a curse. See that? What did I say? Did I not tell you a curse and a blessing? The Father's law is the curse and is also the blessing, whether y'all accept it or not. The Father's law is the curse and it is the blessing. It depends on where you stand in it. As it is this day. 19. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants and his princes and all his people. 20. And all the mingled people and all the kings of the land of Uz and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azkah, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod. 21. Edom and Moab. Did I not tell you every time you see Edom, you're going to see Moab near? Moab is the Moabites. The Moabites are the Moors. That's what Esau learned from the Moors. The Moors was a great nation all around the earth, as far as I know. They became a great. I actually did a post called "Who Are the Moors?" The Moors is from Lot and his two daughters. Matter of fact, Lot and his oldest daughter. That's the Moabites. These are the Moors. And yes, they was melanated. Yes, they was melanated. They was a great nation in the earth. But everybody ain't a Moor, because just because the Moor was melanated doesn't mean that everybody was a Moor. Moor was just special people. Like Israel is a special people. But you can't tell some of these people that they're just stuck in Moor is black. And they can't. Some of these people just stuck where they at. They can stay stuck if they want to. 21. Edom and Moab and the children of Ammonites, which is the Moabites, kinfolks, cousins, brothers, sisters. 22. And all the kings of Tyrus and all the kings of Zidon and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea. 23. Dedan and Tema and Boaz or Buzz and all that are in the uttermost corners. You see that? All that in the uttermost corners. Corners of what? The earth. 24. And all the kings of Arabia, you see that? All the kings of Arabia and all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert. See, Jeremiah is giving this to all the people of the lands across the earth. And all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of the Medes. See, had the Medes and Persians back then. And all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world. You see that? All the kingdoms of the world is going to go through this. What they going to go through? Verse 16. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. 15 and 16, better yet. For thus saith Yah of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. All the nations. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword. Sword, war. The sword is war. That I will send among them. And there we go. Again, verse 26 to back that up. And all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world which are upon the face of the earth. And the king of Shishak shall drink after them. 27. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yah of hosts. It's 12 o'clock. All right. 27. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yah of hosts, Yah of Israel, drink ye and be drunken, and spew and fall, and rise no more. Rise no more. You see that? And rise no more, because of the sword which I will sing among you. Don't that sound like the Greeks and Romans? Don't that sound like the Greeks and the Romans to come? And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yah of hosts, speak in my name, ye shall certainly drink. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. I'm going to bring evil on my city. And should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished. Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth. You see that? You see that? Everybody on earth going to get it, one way or another. But Greek and Rome took over everything. All seven. That's the seven heads. That's the seven. That's the dragon with the seven heads in Revelation 13 and in Revelations 12. The seven-headed dragon is the dragon is the Greeks. The beast is the Romans. I'm just trying to give it to you. I'm giving you prophecy now. First, I gave you prophecy of what the Creator said and established in the beginning. Now, I'm giving you prophecy of what's coming to pass, what's going to happen. This is what's happening now by the word of Yah through his ambassador Jeremiah or Yirmiyahu, however y'all want to call him. Jeremiah, still what we're looking at. Upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yah of hosts. 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yah shall roar from the on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. His voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that trend the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. Against all the inhabitants of the earth. Do they understand what we just said? And people still try to pick and choose. Well, the Jews went through this and they went through this. And nobody still ain't go through it like us. 31. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. There you go. See that? A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For Yah has a controversy with the nations. With an S on the end. Yah have a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. Joel chapter 2, verse 28 through 32nd verse. He gonna plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked. See, he will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith Yah. Whoever you are wicked. See, if you notice, he ain't saying non-Israel or with Israel. He said whoever is wicked. If you're wicked, he's gonna give you to the sword. Saith Yah. 32. Thus saith Yah of hosts. Now, thus saith Yah of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation. And this has happening. It's going on today as it's either rising or falling. Now it depends on where you stand with the Creator. Evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. 33. And the slain of Yah shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. From one end to the other end. That when the Greek was going around conquering everywhere they went, and then Rome picked up afterwards. Now we talking about Esau, the Edomites, the Roman Empire, the Greeks and the Romans, both are of Esau. One end of the earth to the next, even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. And that's what war causes, right? Isn't that what war causes? People be getting killed and they just out there, and some people going and cleaning them up, and some of them be out there for the wild, the wild animals or whatever, the birds and the wild owls, what have you. 34. Howl ye shepherds and cry, and wallow yourselves in the ashes, ye principal of the flock, for the days of your slaughter and of your depressions are accomplished. See that there? For the days of your slaughter and of your dispersion, I said depression, dispersions are accomplished, and ye shall fall like a pleasant vessel. 35. And the shepherds shall have no way to flee, and the shepherds shall have no way to flee, nor the principal of the flocks to escape. Nor the principal of the flocks, those people who are in charge over the people. You ain't gonna have no way to escape. That time coming too for all those preachers and people in charge. They ain't been doing right with their people. No way of escape, nor the principle of the flock to escape. 36. A voice of the cry of the shepherd and a howling of the principal of the flock shall be heard. A howling of the principal of the flock shall be heard. For Yah has spoiled their pasture. 37. And the peaceable habitations are cut down because of the fierce anger of Yah. The peaceable habitations are cut down because of the fierce anger of Yah. He has forsaken his covert. He has forsaken his covert as a lion, for their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor and because of his fierce anger. Because of the Creator's fierce anger. That's the end of 25. Now, To add on to this right here, we're going to go to Revelations chapter 6, verse 7 and 8. Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8 coincide with what I just read. And what do I mean? I mean the pale horse. It coincides with everything I just read. I'm going to start with 1 first and jump down to 6 and 7. Verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. One of the four beasts saying, come and see. But let's jump over to verse 6 instead of reading all the way down, because these are different timelines. But we're going to go to the fourth beast right now. 1 verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, the fourth beast, the fourth kingdom. Fourth seal, fourth beast, fourth kingdom. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast, say, come and see. The fourth beast said, come and see. This is spiritual right here. This is not talking about what happened. Oh, this is spiritual. Give me your understanding, because all this was in a vision. Right? Majority of Revelation was of a vision of John. This was visions that he was seeing. And he was in certain places at certain times to give understanding of what was going on. A lot of people look at this as being real. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. Now, verse 8. Verse 8 is your key. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death. What I tell you, blessings and curses. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. Do y'all know what hell is? Hell is the grave. Hell is death in the grave. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. Fourth beast of that time. Fourth part of the earth, the fourth kingdom. To kill with the sword. There you go. Now I said, we read when he said, by thy sword should I live, by war should I live. The sword is war. To kill with the sword and with hunger. They did that as well, with hunger. And with death, and with the beast of the earth. Isn't that what they did with the beast of the earth as well? And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yah and for the testimony which they held. That was going on. While they was taking over Christianity, while Christianity was building up, they was getting rid of the saints. They was getting rid of the saints at that time. But this right here is talking about Esau taking over at this point. See, I'm taking from one point to the next to give you an understanding from one point to the next. So we just read how Esau is going to go through one point of the earth to the other. We just got to give to you the prophecy right here, in chapter 6 of Revelation, verse 1, 7, and 8. Now, I will take you to 12 and 13. 12. Before we give you the spiritual aspect of Jacob. 12, which is we still with Esau. The great red dragon. Revelations 12 and 3. This is the Greeks. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. 7 heads and 7 continents. The 10 horns are different places set up on the 7 continents, and 7 crowns upon his head. 7 kingdoms. So it might be a kingdom on each continent. But they had 10 horns. They had points of power on those continents, right? And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, which is the Israelites. The third part of them, he drew part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And to me, I still look at us being that child growing, and that spiritually I'm on now. Physically, when they went into the deepest part of Africa, and then in the 90s, they was lifted back home. But I'm talking about spiritually, what's going on with us individually. Remember, I was talking about individual? I know because what I went through spiritually when I was in Europe. I was dealt with confused noise, which you'll find in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5 through 7, 5, 6, and 7. But let's keep it moving. That was the Greeks, the great red dragon. Now let's go to 13, where we break down the information of the beast. This is the first beast, which was two beasts. Two beasts, which is the Roman Empire. You had Old Rome and you had New Rome. Old Rome is from chapter 13, 1 through 10. 11 through 18 is New Rome. First Rome, the first beast. Don't forget the dragon was Greek. I'm going to break that down to you. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast raised up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 heads, 7 continents, 10 horns, which is powers, and upon his horns 10 crowns, the 10 kingdoms, right? And upon his heads the names of blasphemy. This is all religions across the earth and across all 7 continents. All of them are names of blasphemy. I don't care what religion it is, whatever. If it's not going according to the law, it's blasphemy of the Creator's word. How is it blasphemy? Because they use the created words for their religion. That's how it's blasphemy. Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear. And I always say, I don't know exactly what this is, but my point of view is this is either England or British, either British or the English, and the feet was like a bear. And I still going to say that was like the Soviet Union. That's my point of view. I'm not saying that's what it is, and I'm not saying that's what it ain't, because I don't know, but that's my point of view. My point of view. All right? And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. I mean, he had great power. Now, right here, the second part of 2 is this. Last part of 2. And the dragon, which is the Greeks, gave him, which is the beast, which is Rome, his power and his seat and great authority. Greek relinquished his seat, his great authority, and his power to Rome. Rome just came in, and then Greek just faded out, and Rome came in and took over. Right here in verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. This was Christianity. This is one of his heads. This is Christianity. Christianity is when the Council of Nicaea got up, and for 56 years, they were studying. They kept trying to establish Christianity, but the Arians, they kept disrupting, and this is where the deadly wound was at. Excuse me. Told you all this is spiritual. Excuse me on that. This spiritual. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast, which is Rome. The Roman Empire. This is when Christianity came, and all the world is wondering after that, because they all is following after who? The image that's coming up in part 2, which is 14 and 15, which is Jesus. That's the image. Everybody looking for some other image, and they're right there in the middle of it. That image is Jesus, Yeshua, Emmanuel, or whatever, Prophet Muhammad, whoever y'all want to give. The image is that individual, whoever you want to give it to. But it started with Jesus, or shall I say, it started with Zeus and Ea and Zeus, and then Zeus, and then Jesus, according to the Roman Empire, that is. Now, and all the world wondered after the beast. Verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, the Greeks, which gave power unto the beast, which gave power unto the Romans, And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? And they worship Rome, saying, who is like unto Rome? Who is able to make war with him? Who is able to make war with Rome? Sparta! All that's still Rome. All that's still Esau. 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. That's Christianity, when they were setting it up. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And to me, that was the Crusaders going around making people accept Christianity. If they didn't accept it, they was killing them off. The Crusaders. 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah. By what? Saying that this is Jesus. It wasn't no Jesus at that time. It was Christianity, and they was making that. This is where they had excuse me. This is when they had Ilzus. That's why you can't think when you say Ilzus in the 1611 Bible. 1611 Bible have Ilzus. You don't have the word Jesus there, so you don't have an image to that. The image came when Jesus came. You have an image for Jesus. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah, to blaspheme his name, which is the gospel and the New Testament. And his tabernacle, would say the New Testament according to Jesus being God, or he is the Son of God. And his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Them that dwell in heaven, mentally and spiritually. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Remember, I was just telling you not too long ago, what we just got through reading over here in 6 and 9. That was too far. When it's over here in chapter 6 and 9. Oh, come on now. Let me just go over that recap real quick. Here we go. Revelation 6 and 9 says, and when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yah and for the testimony which they held. These were the saints. And back over here in 13 and 7. 13:7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. This is what happened. This is where Rome was taken over. Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundations of the world. The Lamb is the spirit upon the children of Israel that kept and keep the law. If any man have an ear, let him hear, and he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. These things going to happen to those. This is coming about now. So this right here is something that was said that's coming about at this point in time. Why? Because now we coming into New Rome. Chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns. 2 horns. I always say this. Democrat and Republican. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The 2 horns, whichever one won, they spoke as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast. Same thing. All the same things still happening. It's just that this just a new government that has rose. And what has happened? This new government is under Roman rule, under the Pope. Not Caesar no more. We under the Pope. Not we're, but the people are under the Pope at this point. That's why the presidents go pay their homage at the time to the Queen Elizabeth. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that which dwell therein to worship the first beast, Roman Empire, whose deadly wound was healed. Christianity was the deadly wound. It was Christianity. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, which is Hiroshima, and the tanks and the planes and all the wars and stuff that they do. That's what they do. This is all about war. 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Now, no different than the map. They didn't change the map. They didn't change all kind of things. These are different miracles. They said the earth was round. They said all kinds of stuff. Me, I don't know if it's round. I don't think it's round. I think it's more flat than round. But the whole thing is that it's a whole lot more coming out than we know. That we believe, shall I say. Of those miracles which had power to do in the sight of the beast, which is the system. Saying to them that dwell, here we go, y'all. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image. This is your Jesus. That they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now let me break that down to you. The image is Jesus. The beast is the Roman Empire. The sword that was wounded, had the beast which had the sword and did live, is Christianity. Christianity, for 56 years, from 325 AD to 381 AD, was being tossed back and forth. It was fighting with the Arians, with the bishops for 56 years. 56 years, they edged out the Arians. Christianity came to be what it is, and then that's where the Pope and all these other people came about, and that's where Christianity started being. The image is Jesus. Your symbol is the cross. There you go. Your symbol is the cross. The image is Jesus. The deadly wound that was healed was Christianity. Christianity is blasphemy of the Creator's word because they're giving it to Jesus instead of the Creator. You got to put it two and two together to see what it is. Verse 15. And he had power, he who? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. What life? They say Jesus is alive today, don't they? And he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Everything in red, that's Jesus talking, right? Ain't that him speaking? What would Jesus do? And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's what the Crusaders was doing, going around and making people accept that at that time. At one time, shall I say. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, which is supposed to be, I'm still going to say it's the jab, but the mark, hold on, cause both small, great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? Which is either to come, if it haven't already happened, with those that may be in the technology of that. I'm not around that. 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. The mark, which is the jab, I still believe today, or the RFID chip, however you want to say it, or the name and the number, which is the name in all caps, or the number, which is your social security number. Your name in all caps, or your social security numbers. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. 18. Here is wisdom, let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, which is the system, for it is the number of a man, which is the Pope. And his number is 636. A man, not men, and not the number of mankind, or whatever you want to call it. A man, 636, which is 666. Now, that's Esau. That's Esau in power. All this is Esau. Now we got to find out about Jacob. Now let's understand Jacob coming into power. And as we can see, we go over here to Revelations 11. This is us at this point in time. First, we got to understand how we got to be in the position that we're in. We're the remnant, spiritually. So, tomorrow I'm gonna pick back up on this too tomorrow. But right now, let's go to Hosea. Let's go to Hosea real quick. We gotta have an understanding. Hosea. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? Well, I guess since since that just came across my sight, that was Obadiah. Here we go. Isaiah 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen? Might as well give you the end part of Esau. And Father just hit me with Obadiah. Edom's fate. The book of Obadiah gives you the whole understanding, but Edom's fate is going to be right here. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. This is verse 15. Obadiah, even though they don't have one chapter, we got verse 15. Edom's fate. Esau, Edom, this day fate. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. You see it say heathen. It just say Esau. Heathen is those who are not keeping his law. You see what I'm saying? It's the spirit. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain and his people, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. All right. This is the ending of Esau. Now, that's just 15 and 16, huh? Oh, shoot. And this just 15 and 16. This is Edom's fate. Everything else is good. Now, Judah's misfortune. Now, what happened to us is from 10 through 14. You know what? I think I'm going to go across this tomorrow. Israel's ultimate triumph. Yeah. I'm going to give Israel tomorrow. Right now, we are 128 in. So, yeah. I think this is pretty good for Ishmael and Esau and a little bit of Israel. So I'm going to pick up on this tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. But right now, I'm just going to say Edom's fate, which is for the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. See, all stuff you did is going to be done unto you. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. If you notice, it says heathen. It's talking about Esau, but it's talking about those who are in evil. Hold on, let me, before this phone go out, let me catch it. Because it went out on the last night, and this baby is on his neck, is low. All right, let me hit this real quick, y'all. Excuse me. You're looking dark over here, Instagram. I'll give you some energy before you go. You cut off on me last night. There we go. Okay, Instagram got you back with a little bit of life. There we go. All right. So, since we're right here, we take you back to where I was just about to take you to. Now, again, Edom's fate, 15 and 16. Obadiah 15 and 16. Spirit took me right here, y'all. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. See, not talking about just Esau, the heathen. These are people that's against the Creator. They're the heathen. These are the Edomites. I told you this is spiritual. A lot of people too busy trying to talk about a physical. This is spiritual. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, upon my holy people, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. It's going to be like you never existed. But that time coming. Now, Isaiah 14 real quick. Well, we're going to hit just verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Everybody want to give him a certain name. Lucifer is of Esau and of Satan and of that seed. All you got to put them all in the same boat. Evil is evil. That's all I'm trying to say. Evil is evil. Whoever is of evil, you are of that same seed. All of them have names that's pertaining to the same. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Isn't that what Esau do? Isn't that what the war? Isn't that what war is about? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. Isn't that what they want to do? I remember Hillary Clinton said, we put a crack in that dome in the firmament. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Isn't that the way they think? They got all kinds of things. They experiment on all kinds of things, trying to be like the Creator. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, which is the grave. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? The Edomites. I like to just say Caucasians or the people in charge, the man in power. And that's the problem we have with people today. These women, I'm saying these women that think like this now, that's what I'm talking about. They think that all men are the same when we're not even in charge to even put things in certain place. These men are against us, and they try to put, a lot of these feminists try to put us in the same position of these heathens that doing the stuff that they're doing. I said, these people, a lot of these women are so backwards, and they want to be back. I remember hearing one woman talking about something, she wanted to get rid of us. You know what? Let the Creator put on them what's needed for them. Just for them thinking like that. Want to be ignorant. But it was the women that put it in their minds. But hey, it is what it is. It said, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? See, is this the man? It wasn't us that did it. 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyeth the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of the prisoners. Keep the prison. Why do they keep people in prison? Because they're getting paid off of them. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. See that? But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. Cast out of the grave like an abominable branch. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So, the seed of evildoers, Esau. Y'all have to understand that. Esau is a spiritual concept of people who does evil. Not, it is a particular man like Jacob. Israel is a particular man, but Israel is also spiritual. Whoever decides to keep the law becomes spiritual. But you got physical Israel as well. You got some people think knowing that they become Israel, but they still out there doing evil deeds. You're of the heathen. So we're going to pick up from here on Mikael's knowledge of truth. Right now is the spiritual seed of Abraham, part 1. Part 2 coming up tomorrow. We'll pick up from where we at right here. And on Mikael's knowledge of truth. We'll pick up on there tomorrow. So other than that, I'd just like to say that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. So, I want to thank everybody, excuse me, thank everybody for coming, for who all came. We're going to pick up tomorrow from where we left off at. Today, well, I guess we can say was part 1 of the spiritual seed of Abraham. And the reason why this is spiritual seed of Abraham, because we're speaking on Ishmael, Isaac, which is a double whammy, which is Esau and Jacob. So we got past 1, 2. And tomorrow we'll be on the end of 3. We actually got past 1, and I say a quarter 2, which is Isaac, which was actually just giving an explanation. Excuse me, an explanation of Esau and Jacob, because Isaac was really of the two. Esau and Jacob was the two blessed of the situation of the earth. We talked about the earth. We talked about the seed of Abraham. Mainly those 4 seeds. 2 directly from Abraham and 2 from the descendants of Abraham, besides the other 12 descendants of Abraham, which is Ishmael. Ishmael had 12. Isaac had 2, plus 1 had 12. And it is what it is, because, Esau had sons too, but excuse me. But the remnant of Israel, 12 Israel, is who the promise is through. Excuse me, y'all. Boy, it seems like every time as soon as I get done, it seems like it's just like start hitting me on me as soon as I get done. So again, I'd like to share with you until tomorrow that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. We're going to do the benediction After the benediction, we'll do the Shema. After the Shema, we're going to give you a way to keep in contact if you'd like to connect with us at any time and through the dates that we'll be here. Other than that, I thank y'all for coming. I thank y'all for checking us out. I thank y'all for picking up, listening, and seeing. Other than that, this is the benediction in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, this is the priestly benediction which states, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, and saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my Yah's name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam Vaed. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father, for the word. Thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. Thank you for waking our minds up to the truth of your knowledge and information. We thank you, praise you, and promote you. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. And for anybody that'd like to get in contact with us, you can always, but before I share that with you, if you like to get or join us on the Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, you're welcome to text or email me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315, or email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Well, I've been getting tired doing this lately, so what I'm going to start doing is just sharing with you that all my information will be in the post. My Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, Patreon, and TikTok. All will be in my post. All these will be in my post. That way you can connect with me, because going through all of them, I be really getting tired, and sometimes I get the yarning and stuff before I get done. So I just wanted to share that they would be in the post, but you can always go to either one of the posts that you see here, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They would be in my post, and you can check it from there. Other than that, I'd like to say, over here on Instagram, we had Plush Shy Sweet, and One Galaxy 69. They came in for a quick moment over here on Instagram. And over here on YouTube Live, they came in. Okay. We got Taylor Gilmore. Hi, I'm glad you came through. Michelle Bliss, 6563. I hope I'm saying that correctly. She said 1,000%, or 1,000. Yeah, I think 1,000%, $1,000. Got a dollar sign at the end of it. Grace Heavenly Peace, 323. How do you say hi back to me? My name is Benjamin. Like it says, Grace Heavenly Peace. How do you say hi back to me? My name is Benjamin. How you saying, Benjamin? How you doing, Benjamin? Also got Jackson Bogaski. Yes, got thumbs up there. Mark Hut 9918. Ball sack. Oh, I don't know what you mean by ball sack. I got Mark Hunt 9918. Why are you doing the I was saying something at the time. I was saying I forgot what I was saying at the time, but you have to listen and understand what I was saying. Please go back and check it out because I forgot exactly what I was talking about at the time when I was doing that. I was doing I think I was saying evil and good, or the blessing and curses, or what have you. That's what I believe I was doing at the time. Athena Broke said hi. Greetings again. Athena Broke. I'm so sorry I had to go to something. I'm so sorry I left, but I'm back. Well, I'm glad you're back. That was part two. Well, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. for everybody who came through. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. At Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Tonight was Fight Fire with Truth. And tomorrow night at 9 p.m., we're going to be here at the same time with Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, and we're going to pick back up from where we left off. All right? So other night, I'm calling tonight the spiritual seed of Abraham. The spiritual seed of Abraham. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I'd like to say greetings to G1. I've seen him back on tonight after a few weeks. I haven't seen him. But good to see you, G1, over there on Zoom. Glad to see you. Hope to see you tomorrow and many other times as well. For everybody else, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. You want to connect with me? Please go and look in any of the posts and look at the information in the post. You'll have my name, number, and any of the other platforms that is there. You can check them out. Other than that, I thank you, appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. You want to say bye to Zoom first?
Recording stopped.
And we're done there. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon. And peace. And over here on Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. And for YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. I appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace.